My first role in clinical research, I was hired at Aura Inc., which is an ophthalmic pharmaceutical research company. They're a CRO, but they hire traveling CRCs. So they have about 26 sites across the US that you're trained on different tiers of skills with them as a CRC. And then they basically staff those sites for the clinical days and you help gather the data. So I've gotten to work with a number of PIs and site teams in order to run multiple different studies. I think I've worked with 8 different sponsors at this point, and getting to do the actual clinical part of it, as well as doing some data entry, and doing some startup stuff as well, like recruiting and screening and enrolling. So it's been a really interesting role that I don't think is typical for any clinical research coordinator, but it was a really nice foundation to get. I was just hired through a recruiting agency, Aerotech, to work for IQVIA at a site in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. I will be working on site to help run the trials for the COVID vaccine. So I will be helping them with the overflow of participants they plan to enroll, because it's an enormous study. They want to run like close to 2,000 participants over the course of 8 weeks they want to enroll. So it's nuts. So my role is to help them be able to handle that volume of participants. So, whether that means the actual clinical side of it, doing the medical histories and, gathering data, or helping them with data entry and keeping up with the regulatory stuff, which will obviously be a little insane for that type of study. My job is to make their lives easier. I am excited to enter what I feel is a more traditional type of role for clinical research coordinators, where I'll get to be at one site. I'm excited to get to bond with my participants a little bit more and get to know them. I'm also excited to be getting experience with a company like IQVIA, because that's such a big name in clinical research. And it really seems that they love me. They just keep telling me like how happy they are to have me as a candidate. They pay really well, and it's just, I know it's going to be really enriching experience. So I'm excited to see where this particular contract takes me once I get through it. I don't think I would have been able to get where I'm at without clinical research fast track. That is the biggest thing about it. I think getting my first position with Aura, the biggest part was talking to and making relationships with the teachers that were in class. One of the teachers that we had for the first days ended up referring me to Aura, and that's what really helped me get the position, because in clinical research, referrals are huge. So building those relationships was really, really important. And I think what helped me accelerate into this next step in my career was being able to demonstrate in that first role that clinical research fast track gave me a solid foundation in clinical research, and that I'm fully capable and trainable. And now being able to take both experience and classroom training and say, no, I see that the application of this worked. And that's been really desirable in the interviews that have followed since getting my first role.